This is a Mesa Boogie Lone Star, and it's the later version 100 watt one, which also has the 10 watt mode. I also have a 2x12 combo, which was the first one. I got the first one just after they came out. I was working on a magazine called Guitar Buyer at the time, and it came in on review, and I was really impressed by it because it had two very different channels that were capable of pretty much every classic sound that I liked. That was a 2x12 with this kind of faux croc skin covering, which is still awesome to this day. And then I later got a head version as well, but the boogie head is, or that particular boogie head was big enough to sit on a 4x12 rectifier cab, or a 4x12 boogie cab, which is bigger than any cab I had. So I had a new box made for it, which is why it doesn't look like a Boogie Lone Star, but I promise you that it is. Okay, so it's a 2-channel amp. Anyone who knows Lone Stars will know that it's a 2-channel amp. Channel 1 is a kind of clean to light breakup channel, and it does blackfacey type Fender sounds, so a bit of a mid-scoop on there, but really super powerful active EQ. It also has a very nice configuration of master volume and also some other master volume. So if you've got the loop engaged, using effects in the loop, you can use 2 additional master volumes, and if you don't, it's just got a channel volume. That's channel 1, which you'll hear in the playing sections. Channel 2 goes from just breaking up pretty much where channel 1 leaves off. It cuts a bit of the bass, which you'd expect for more gainy sounds, and it goes from there all the way through to fairly heavy kind of martially territory over 3 different modes, I guess. There's a clean mode, there's a gain mode, and then you've got these other switches which affect the character of the overdrive. So it's very, very versatile, and as is the case with a lot of boogies, you just need to spend some time getting that exact kind of balance of volume and gain and tone that you like. Super powerful EQ, as I said. Has an effects loop, has selectable valve rectifier, it has 10 watt, 50 watt and 100 watt modes. Personally, I'm not keen on the 10 watt mode. I really like the 50 watt mode with a 4 ohm speaker, would you believe? And I like the 100 watt mode with 8 ohms. It just does a huge amount of stuff. I tend to just use the clean channel because I'm a pedal board person and I like to get my different textures of gain from the board. I tend to use the clean channel because it's a lovely high headroom clean channel. However, the gain channel is really, really nice and can offer you an extra gain sound that you can't get off your pedals. And I've done that a couple of times as well, so kind of, you know, just yet another different gain texture. So yeah, I use the clean channel. I have the gain round at about, what's that, just past 2 o'clock, treble about the same. There's such a huge amount of bottom end in the amp, so I have the bass set quite low, and you know, as always, presence to taste. I've used it for everything over the years. I've used it as a standalone amp on the end of a pedal board. It does take pedals very well. I have used it recently using the effects return on the end of my current pedal board, and you can see that in the video that we've made on this channel about Mick's pedal board, which, if you're watching in the future, was March 2017. Yeah, and I just used it on and off over, let's see, probably over 10 years I've had either one of these amps. I have a very special affinity with boogie amps because when I was about 15, I guess, 16 maybe, I was buying high power Fender Twins, and they did a job. And I went to a gig one night, and it was either Robbie McIntosh or my friend Marco Rossi, and they were great friends around the Weymouth area, and they both owned the same amp, so I can't quite remember what kicked it off, but it was a Mark III Boogie combo, and I just could not believe the noise that was coming out of it. Anyway, so there I am, 16 years old, no hope of ever owning a Boogie really. 9 months later I bought a hardwood with wicker grill, and I bought it second hand. My dad lent me the money, and I was gigging enough to sort of just about afford it. And then I was playing it one day, and it just developed this little microphonic tube noise, and didn't really know what to do, didn't know anything about amps or anything. So I thought, I know what I'll do, I'll phone up Mesa Boogie in California. Duly did so, and these were the days of fantastic customer service. Actually, Boogie's customer service is still fantastic, but these were the days of health and safety not really worrying. Anyway, finally got through to, I think it was TN in the service department, who advised me to very carefully knock on the preamp tubes with a hammer, the wooden end of a hammer, and that would tell me which of the preamp tubes had gone a bit bad and I would need to replace it. Anyway, whatever. Thanks very much, Boogie. It was fixed. Next thing I know, I get a postcard through the post from Randall Smith with a picture of a Mark IV in it going, "Dear Mick, really pleased you like our amp. Thanks so much for getting in touch, blah, blah, blah." And from that day forward, I was just, I just couldn't believe they'd gone to that length to make contact with one of their customers. Anyway, of course, many years later, met him a few times, had the great pleasure of interviewing him. So yeah, Boogie amps play quite a special role in my life and in my heart.